Superior Hiking Trail is a premier 300-mile natural surface footpath that travels along the rocky ridgeline on the north shore of Lake Superior in Minnesota. The Superior Hiking Trail Association is the nonprofit organization that protects, renews, and enhances the trail. Do you know the story behind how the SHT came to be? Rudi Hargesheimer, an award-winning photographer, recently published a book, The Superior Hiking Trail Story, to tell the tales of the trail and capture the essence of the SHT through his photography. Rudy and SHTA staff member Jaron Kramer recently hiked to the scenic Section 13 cliffs to chat more about Rudy's involvement with the SHTA and his new book. Well, Rudy, tell me a little bit more about your involvement with the Superior Hiking Trail Association.
Well, it started almost right away in 1986 when the trail first started being put on the map.
Wow.
I didn't know about it, so I discovered it like everybody else did, but I was one of the early people. I think I'm member number 85.
Oh, that's great. So you were a board member early on?
Yeah, starting in about 1990, and I witnessed at those board meetings the evolution of the trail and all its successes and failures, and there were lots of both, and some ups and downs of how it all happened. Literally lots of ups and downs.
What inspired you to finally write the Superior Hiking Trail story?
I had always wanted to share the history of the trail because I didn't think that most of the current hikers knew much about it. There's hardly anything in the trail guidebook.
Yeah.
And there's so much to tell. Not only the success stories, but some of the interesting not success stories. Like some of it involved the section of trail we're hiking on right now. The Section 13 trail, is a good example of a success and a failure of the early days of the Hiking Trail Association. The problem we had was that ridge line, the horizon line over there, is private land, and our solution ended up being over creating a 15.8 mile detour that linked where we're standing to Crosby-Manitou State Park.
We took the opportunity to ask Rudy a little more about his new book at this scenic destination.
All the North Shore visitors are going to be interested, should be interested in this story, because so much of it is about the landscape of the region.
Yeah.
And most people, even if they don't know about the Superior Hiking Trail, they stumble upon it while they're up here and discover it, and this tells them the who, how, when, where, what, why of its existence. And certainly the 5,000 members of the Superior Hiking Trail Association, currently in 2020, should be interested. And the long-distance hikers coming through, they should be aware of what they're walking on and why it's here.
Yeah.
I think it's an important asset to knowledge of the hiking trail. The guidebook is excellent, the data book is excellent, the maps are excellent, all the digital information available is excellent. This is background story that adds to all that.
So Rudy, tell me a little bit about how the Superior Hiking Trail story is arranged.
Well, the book tries to tell the history of the Superior Hiking Trail, not in chronological order, like a normal history book, but in geographic order. So for instance, Section 13 right here, the chapter's in the middle of the book. The Canadian border's at the end of the book.
Gotcha.
The Duluth and Jay Cook, the Wisconsin border at the beginning of the book. After the brief early history of the trail, we jump right away to the geographic order of things at the Wisconsin border. And I've got photographs and quotes from people. The book is filled with quotes of hikers, which in the old days we called them sentiments from the heart. They were in the Trail Register logbooks. So a bunch of them are there about the very beginning of the trail, and these people with exclamatory remarks about how wonderful it is to finally finish the trail. both the trail got finished and they finished hiking the entire trail.
Wow.
So then the book moves on into Duluth through Jay Cook State Park, talks about the big storm that washed out the bridge.
Right.
And then in Duluth, multiple people were involved, and give them credit for the tremendous amount of work they did building 40 miles of trail through a city, most of which ended up having a wilderness-like appeal.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's wonderful, yeah. The next chapter, which goes from Duluth to Two Harbors, is mostly a walk in the woods. Not the greatest for a great mountaintop scenery or big waterfalls, but I talk a lot about volunteers that built that section of trail and the entire trail after 1993. And then we go chapter by chapter from Two Harbors to the Canadian border, highlighting places like this, the grand views, the big waterfalls, the tremendous vegetation changes like maple forest here. And there's a lot of background thrown in, like what was here before the trail got built.
Sure.
So a lot of places the trail follows old logging roads or logging railroads, and I talk about the history from the turn of the century, like 1900, of what the land was like and how it directly affects where the Superior Hiking Trail is now.
So Rudy, tell me a little bit more about the photography that's included in the Superior Hiking Trail story.
Before I became a writer, I was a photographer and still am. And I was documenting the North Shore before the Superior Hiking Trail ever existed, with trying to take photographs that catch this kind of scenery and share the awe of it with people. So I've got over 400 of my color photographs are in this book. They try to capture the essence of the trail, tell the story of the trail, and in a lot of cases directly correlate with the quotes, the sentiments from the heart of hikers that were at that spot and had something to say about that scene. So it might have been a poem that they wrote. I put the poem in here.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So if someone's interested in purchasing the book to read the story, or if they want to buy it as a gift for one of their loved ones who's interested in the trail or the North Shore or some beautiful photography, where can they find the Superior Hiking Trail story?
The best place to buy it, frankly, is from the Superior Hiking Trail Association, because all the proceeds go toward the trail, which is what most hikers of the trail are going to want. And from my website, northshorephotoart.com, and from bookstores along the North Shore. It's a great gift.
Yeah.
A birthday gift, Christmas, holiday gift, for anybody who loves the North Shore and the Superior Hiking Trail, which is a lot of people.